Man, why do I do this every freaking time? um. Okay, hello everybody. Um. Doing a follow-up video, I guess, to continue from the last one, which I ended because I was getting frustrated. I'm gonna have to figure something else out to get this room blocked off so I can make videos during the day. Um, or at different hours, or I have more options to make videos. Because trying to work around my family is irritating and not helping me. I mean, today I guess it's kind of good that I couldn't make a video earlier in the day because I was going to be pretty ranty-ish. I'm always making up words. Because I was still feeling pretty off from actually a couple of days. So the last couple of days have been pretty rough for me. A lot of it is listening to voices that I shouldn't be listening to. So today I finally cut a lot of those voices out and got away from them and just listened to some music, and that actually helped me to shake a lot of stuff off. So now I don't feel so ranty-ish. I don't feel like going off on some rant like I did earlier today. Even though I'm going to probably talk about some of the stuff that was on my mind, but it won't be so overbearing and whiny, I guess. I mean, I'm still prone to trying to throw a pity party and throw tantrums. So I don't think we ever get too old for that. But I actually kind of did sat here at the computer and kind of talked some of what I wanted to say out. Just me. So that kind of helped, just to kind of get it out. I've come up to a dynamic with doing this YouTube thing, and I like doing it. And I have the world at my feet. But the problem I'm having is feeling like I'm doing it alone. And that cuts out a lot of the fun of it. There's the verse in the Bible that talks about what profit is it to a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul. But I don't feel like that because I do have Jesus Christ, and but I feel like I've gained the whole world but no one to share it with. And that has cut out a good chunk of the fun that I wasn't necessarily expecting. I kind of feel like Tony Stark, where I have everything but nothing. I mean, I'm supposed to have somebody. I'm married, I have a husband, but he's not here. He's not with me. And not only is he not interested in what I'm doing, his rejection of me has caused some challenges to my life. Um, and then we have now his new diagnosis that we have. We don't know where that's going. Well, we know where it's going in the sense of what's happening, but we don't know the progression rate. We don't know what exactly his body's going to do and not do, and what the time frame is. So part of the frustration is just the uncertainty of not knowing what's coming and how fast and what to plan for. I mean, if it comes down to it, I mean, he is a veteran, so I won't have to worry about him having care if I can't do it or the family can't do it. I think I mentioned that before one of the other videos. But I'm also dealing with wanting to move forward in my own life. And how much loyalty do I exhibit? I mean, if someone doesn't want you around them, why force yourself to be around them if that's not what they want? So I'm trying to make some choices. Not necessarily knowing what choice I should make. And it's kind of I'm seeing that doesn't matter what choice I make, there's going to be ramifications and negative outcomes to whatever choice I make. So, you know, when you're faced with different paths, and it doesn't matter which path you choose, there's going to be cons, and some serious cons. And it doesn't matter what path I choose, there's going to be people that are not going to be happy with me. Or there's gonna be people who will judge me regardless of what path I pick. There's always gonna be someone who's gonna tell me I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I should have picked a different path. So I mean, that's pretty much given to anything. It doesn't matter what choice you make. There's always someone that's gonna be for you and someone that's gonna be against you. And it's easy to surround yourself with yes men and women who will support you whatever decision you make. And I want to be careful of not doing that and just surrounding myself with people who are going to support my decision, and they don't really have my best interest. They're just basing on their own beliefs and their own desires and what they think life is about. Which, I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong on that stuff. I mean, some of that stuff is just individual, though. So they might be right on that stuff, but not necessarily for someone else. That might be right for them, but not for me or the next person. So sometimes it's challenging to sometimes make these decisions, knowing that doesn't matter what decision you make, someone's not going to be happy. I don't know if that has to do with leadership in this situation. I mean, I know that when you're in leadership, that's usually a lot of times that happens. You you have to make decisions, and the people under you, there's usually always going to be someone that's not happy with your decision. Doesn't matter what you do. Um, so I'm endeavoring to make some decisions and just live with my decision and make the decision and don't look back. But some of those decisions rely on other people, which I can't control. So I'm wanting to make certain decisions, but I can't control other people. So I'm not getting to do some of the things I'm wanting to do because I'm relying on other people to make certain choices. And when they don't do that, then, I'm left with, I don't know, dealing with impatience and frustration. And that's kind of the last 2 days I have dealt with a lot of that. Of course, it doesn't help when you're listening to a lot of voices and you get mixed messages, and you have a bunch of people saying you should go left, and a bunch of people saying you should go left, right, and then other people are going, well, there is a straight path, just go straight, and then you have the few that go, hey, well, you gotta go back where you came from, and you're like, what? I know, I am not doing that. So it's just, and then of course there's, the option to just stay where you're at. So it's, I guess I'm just, I don't know, I'm just dealing with wanting things to happen, and in different areas, and they're not happening, and trying to figure out, well, what can I do to make them happen? Maybe some of these things aren't happening because I'm not doing what I can do. So you're trying to find, okay, what can I do? And sometimes you find something that you can do to help, fulfill your goals. But then, a lot of times you realize you're waiting on other people. You order something in the mail and you're waiting for it to come in the mail, or you're waiting for funds, so you can order something. Um, uh, you're waiting for other people's schedule to open up. They want to help you, but they're really busy. They got a full schedule, and they're like, well, for the next 2 months, I'm busy. I'm really booked up, but probably in a couple months I'll be able to help you. So you're like, okay, so you're like, well, do I wait for this person, or do I go find someone else that can help me now? Um, so it's just a lot of variables and a lot of different areas, and I'm still learning how my brain works. Trying to be patient and understand how other people's brains work and how they function and what works for them, and try to accommodate them as best I can and how they think and function. And you're trying to mesh that together with your own self and maybe this other person. The more people you get involved with a project, the more people you're trying to do that with. And you're all trying to get along and try to be patient with each other and understand each other and be compassionate towards each other. and understand their talents, each person's talents and their skills, and how they can be used, and all that good stuff. So it's it is good. I mean, it feels bad sometimes because it's a lot. Um, and of course, as a Christian, I'm constantly trying to watch my P's and Q's and try to make sure I'm not crossing the line and going into behavior that is unacceptable. And you're always, as a Christian, you're always being risked being called a hypocrite. Um, and, we're human too. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're Christian doesn't mean we don't have feelings, that we don't make bad choices, that we don't struggle with selfishness and pride and all the sins and all the bad attitudes. We don't. Our goal is to exhibit the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control 100% of the time. That is our goal. None of us reach that goal ever. We die not reaching that goal. We don't exhibit those 100% of the time. Even though that's our goal, we never reach it. Okay? And what's not part of the nine listed in the 9 fruit in that passage is also mercy, which is a big thing. Of course, justice isn't listed there either, and there has to be a balance between mercy and justice. You can't have too much of one or the other. And we're all trying to decide what's the proper balance of mercy and justice. Fortunately, our Lord Jesus Christ, He's perfect in that. And sometimes we have to just rely on what He is saying. And sometimes that's really hard to hear what He's saying or to agree with what He's saying. We often don't like what He's saying because we want things to go differently. A lot of times we want Him to have mercy when He's dealing out justice. And a lot of times we want justice when He's dealing out mercy. It's it can be a challenge. We're all still, as Christians, learning how to be kind to ourselves. And you have to understand, in the Christian realm, there's a lot of unkindness taught, unfortunately. A lot of unkindness towards ourselves and others. And that's bad teaching. Okay? That's not bad Christianity. That's not bad Jesus. That's bad teaching. Okay? And that doesn't make the Bible wrong. Okay? So people have to understand, Christians don't make perfect decisions. Okay? Things aren't perfect in the Christian realm. Okay? They are not. Okay? And we often get things wrong because we're also learning and we're also practicing. We're also having to deal with evil. And like I said in the other video, there is an element that Christians get an extra dose of evil because we're on opposite teams than evil. Okay? We're on the righteous side, and evil's on evil side. So we're the enemy to evil. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously there's going to be war, and there's going to be strategy, there's going to be ambushes, and things that come against us that other people don't get necessarily, or it gets manifested uh, in a certain way in the Christian realm. I mean, evil is everywhere, but there's a difference between someone who has given evil authority by flat out doing that versus us Christians who often unintentionally or get deceived into giving authority to evil. And we don't always intend to give authority to evil, uh, but we do by our choices and our thinking and different things and being deceived. Um, and we are able to be deceived a lot of times. So it's a challenge for us to stay vigilant and understand what is going on around us. And it's not always easy. It often is not easy. I mean, that's the whole point. That is the point of Christianity, is you're constantly fighting it. That is the challenge. I mean, there are moments, there are times where we can have peace about it. Jesus said, all he who it labors and is heavy laden, come to me and I'll give you peace. And he says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And I have experienced that. How come most Christians can't live there more of the time? I don't know. I can't say. It's just because it's a battle, I guess. We're fighting a lot of things. But we can have victory. I, sorry, I'm not sure where I want this to go, where my thoughts are leading me. We all have choices, and one thing about Christians, we can do a lot of things. But we often don't choose to do them. Or we do choose to do them, depending. I mean, there's a lot of times we choose to do that which we shouldn't and choose not to do that what we should. I mean, Paul talked about that himself, the Apostle Paul. So it's nothing new, and I know sometimes it's just about moving forward. And like the last couple of days, I do believe I got punched below the belt, and it knocked me off my feet. But I didn't stay down. I got back up. So that. Sometimes that is the challenge, and I think a lot of times Christians don't understand the goal. Sometimes is to get from point A to point B, and it's not to get there without any wounds or to get their piece of cake. Just easy. The goal is to get to point B, regardless of how you do it. Just get there. And if you get there and you're beat up and you're scratched and you're wounded and you've lost an arm or whatever, and you've actually had to crawl across that line into point where it's considered point B, I mean, you made it. That is the goal. You made it. Okay? It's not you made it without any wounds or your armor wasn't broken or whatever. You made it on your own 2 feet. I mean, it's great when those things happen, but the goal is just to get there. And I think we forget that a lot of times. We we think that things should be going smoothly, or I can just go to point A and point B. And especially like in the modern times, we have vehicles and we got paved roads, and things can happen smoothly. Like we can go to point A to point B. We get on these highways. Our society has these big highways, and you just get on there. There's no lights, no stop signs, and you just get on this road, this highway, and you can hit 70, even 90, and just go, and you just get there straight through with really no issues. Pretty fast, smooth. And we have to understand, when the Apostle Paul was writing his letters to the churches there, they didn't have cars. They were still doing horse and buggy type thing, doing a horse-drawn cart. Not all the roads were paved. Now, Rome, I guess, supposedly paved a lot of their roads, and it was probably fairly smooth, I guess, compared to some of the other roads. But, us having smooth roads like this is fairly recent when it comes to history on this planet, okay? Most people who lived on this planet have dealt with rough roads and a bumpy ride, and it took days and days and days and weeks to travel. When we got airplanes, come on, man, we can go from one side of the planet to the other in 15 hours? I mean, less than a day. I mean, we can, if we stop and change flights, I mean, maybe it would take 24 hours if we change flights and go hop from different countries, but still, 24 hours, it took 24 hours. That's fairly fast compared to all of history, from traveling from one side of the planet to the next, to the other side, you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes we are modern society and we have trouble thinking more objectively sometimes, because we have all this modern technology and modern conveniences, and I think it hinders our thinking sometimes. And when we're being taught lessons that we need to learn in life, I think that hinders us. That we're certainly, I know my generation grew up on Burger King's motto is "Have it your way," and then now lately, like in the last 5 years or so, they started saying "Have it your way, you reign." So you're taught that all your life, and then you wonder why people become Karens and want every little thing their way. Well, that's what we've been taught in a first world country like this. That's what we've been taught to think. 100 different types of cereal. We got different flavors of coffee. I mean, how many flavors of coffee do we have? Oh my gosh. So, with someone that lives in a country like this, we're raised with a lot of these conveniences and a lot of choices. And not everybody has that, and I endeavor to always remember that there are people on this planet even still that do not have a lot of choice. in a lot of different areas, um, and their choices are taken from them because of their society and the environment they're in. Um, um, so anyway, I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do with this channel. Some of the things I want to do with the YouTube rules, I can't do it the way I want to. Um, so I'm having to adjust my thinking. Um, and anyway, I don't know, like right now I'm just stuck. I'm kind of like, okay, where am I going? um, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do a series where I'm reading my book that I'm writing from my blog site. Um, um, I'm not sure if that's something that people would want. Can just, I mean, it's just a short blog. My blog is, it's not like a whole. It's not even like a whole chapter, like in a book, like a chapter would be in a book. It's because I'm doing a blog, so it's just, excuse me. It's just like one page, basically, because I'm doing a blog and I try to keep it not too long. Because it's hard when you make a blog too long. I don't like. I think a blog should be a certain length that's shorter. Uh, um. So it's not even like if I read it, it would just be. I mean, I could read each blog in less than 5 minutes. Right now I have like I think it's like 27, 20, 29 parts. Um, and part of my motivation of that uh, is is another way to um, access the book for free, and it's just a way to create content on the channel, I guess. Um, Technically, people can go and read it themselves. I do have the link to the blog on my YouTube homepage, and the book is called One Friggin' Day at a Time. Um, and the friggin' is based on my last name. It's a play on my last name. So that's why I'm using that word. And I call it my OFDAT series for short, like an anagram, OFDAAT. So it's, so if I refer to my OFDAT series, that's what I'm talking about. So that is something I'm considering. And that way too, it gives people a chance to listen, like have it like it's an audio book, so they can multitask. They can do something else and listen to it at the same time instead of having to stop and read the blog, even though the read is under 5 minutes per part. But I have it in the middle of other blogs because it's just as I feel led to do one, I post it, and there might be other different blogs in between. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you'd have to search through the blog site. I have considered also thinking of maybe taking all those and putting them on a separate blog where it's just the book. But I don't know. I kind of yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't wanted to do it because it's a lot of work. I know that'll be a lot of work to have to transfer everything over to the new blog site. And sometimes it's a little annoying to me when people do that, where they have the different blog sites, or they do YouTube channels. Like they'll have like 3 different YouTube channels, and it's like, and I understand kind of like what the purpose on that is. They're trying to keep this everything kind of like all this type of thing on one channel and all this type of thing on another channel and that type of thing. Hey, what are you doing? The cat. Oh my god. Hey. She gets mad and she does stuff in the house and stuff out in the garage. Hey. You better not do anything, Annie. Sorry, I have to keep an eye on her. Shit. Some cats, man, they get mad and they will do their business in the house. Okay, now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, now that I'm totally off my game, not that I was on it anyway, but oh my gosh. I'm sorry, did I move the chair? Well, you didn't like it? She's been wanting to sit in this chair next to me, but I moved the chair. Oh. Hi, Betty. What are you doing? Are you being good doggies, huh? You being good puppers? Come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Betty, come here. Come here. Come here. Look, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Come here, you gotta come here. Come here, come here. It's our pit bull. You can see videos of her. We have a couple shorts of her in the backyard having fun. Yeah. What are you doing? She's our mouthy one. She likes to be mouthy. Oh, you're mouthy? Are you the mouthy one? You're being nice and quiet though. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're being nice and quiet. She was a rescue. Did I tell about her and I did my pet video? Can't remember. She was the one that the lady. Oh no, I don't think I did. Okay, her story is this lady lived in a mobile home. Supposedly some friends of hers came with their puppy and stayed with her, and then they left and left the puppy there while she was at work. And she already had a dog, plus her son, her mentally challenged son, was living with her, along with, I guess, he had a baby, or the mother of the baby was, I don't know. So she was there, and then she got sick and was landed in the hospital. And they were having trouble with her, and the son ended up putting her in a kennel and left her there. Like, they weren't even letting her out to the bathroom. And I guess that was what's happening, because she was in the hospital. And she was like, we gotta get rid of this dog, we can't leave this, leave this dog like this. But they didn't want to keep the dog, because they already had the dog, plus they had the baby. And they just didn't want the dog. So they put a ad in Craigslist, I think it was. My husband found it, and he went and got her. And the lady was like, when the lady contacted her, she'd been in the hospital for like 2 weeks already. So she has some mental issues because of the situation she was in. And that's the story that we're being told. How much of that is true, I don't know. I mean, but we've been trying to help rehabilitate her, and she's gotten some better. I mean, she's a very stubborn dog, and we have to be very rough with her in the sense of we have to make her obey. So, like, when we go to feed her, I make her sit, and I tell her stay, and I put the food down, and then I don't let her have it until I say you can have it. Versus the other dog, we just give the other dog her food, because she's real sweet. We don't have to treat her like that. She's real obedient, but she is stubborn. Of course, she is full blood pit bull, so you have to treat them a certain way, and that is one of the issues with pit bulls. Is it's not the dogs, it's the owners. And if you don't understand pit bulls, and if you don't train them and act a certain way around them, then they will behave, and they will be aggressive, and they will do these things that people want to say they are. But it's not the dog necessarily, it's the owner or the people that they're around. So it's not necessarily the breed, even though the breed has its own issues. But if you understand that and you make the best decisions, you have the best chance of the dog being well behaved. Why? What happened? You being mouthy now? Ew, what do you got on you? Ew. What happened? What you yakking about, huh? What you yakking about? She has a sweetness about her, but she has this opposite thing going on where I think the more she likes you, the more aggressive she acts. And can be very scary when we have someone new come in, or even, gosh, when our oldest son comes over, she misses him so much, and she can't even contain herself, and it's really annoying. But I've noticed that she actually thinks being aggressive and barking and jumping off up on you and kind of nipping at your ankles, that's her way of saying I like you, but she's not getting that for us humans. That's unacceptable behavior. So we're trying to get her to not do that, and it's very hard because she's very stubborn. Um, and I know that if she doesn't like someone, she's actually really quiet. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I like you. You know, she kind of just like, kind of sniffs her feet a little bit, you know. But if she likes you, she's just and it's just like, oh my gosh. It's like, calm down. Okay, that's not the way to show somebody you like. Well, here, let me. So we're working on her to change that behavior. We've gotten some success. I mean, the answer is just get her getting familiar with you. So the more you're at her house, the more she gets used to you. So the more calm she'll be. But I mean, it's still an endeavor because our son lived with us for a long time, for a while, and then now that he's moved out, he comes and she just loses her mind. So, and she knows him. So I don't know. I mean, she even does it with me. You know, every time I leave to the store, I'll even go out and sit in the driveway. Sometimes I go outside and do my exercise, or just sit in the driveway and meditate and think about stuff. And I'll be out there for like an hour, and then I'll come in, and then she's like, comes and barks at me like, "Hey, where you been?" It's like, I was just outside. Okay. Or I go to the store, I'm only gone for 45 minutes. It's like, look, I wasn't even gone that long. Calm down. But she does well if I give her attention. Oh, I see you. Yes, I see you. I give her, pet her. And, yes, I see you. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Talk to her like that. She likes to, every time the people across the street from us, and there's like 5 cars over there. I think I mentioned this also in the video. She likes to let us know every time they come and go. Oh my gosh. And it's so annoying. But I'm some success with her, talking to her about, yes, thank you. You don't need to tell me. We know they're coming and going. Thanks. But anyway, that's some pet training. I've learned some pet training from my husband because he got into doing the service training the other dog that we had as a service dog. And in the process of that, I learned some pet training, dog training techniques. And then I've actually looked some up myself since then, trying to help out with her and try to get her to calm down and not be so psycho. So I actually know a little bit about dog training. And it really is more about consistency, and it's actually a very good way for the human to deal with impatience, for one, because you have to be very patient and you have to be very consistent, and it can be very meticulous and very methodical. Is that the word I'm looking for? So a lot of times it's more, it benefits the human more than the dog, because the human is learning a lot of patience, a lot of consistency and diligence and perseverance. Um, yeah. So, go figure. That's something that I never was taught growing up. So, hey, you wanna give someone discipline and give them give them a dog to train. Shoot, some of those gangbangers and people who get in trouble with the law and stuff and in and out of jail, that's actually would be a good thing. Give them a dog to train and reward them. So both the dog and the human get rewarded. So they reward the dog and then someone else rewards the human. um, but it could be a really good, I think it would be a really good, it'd be good for someone that was struggling with that, or drug addiction, or some type of addiction, alcohol addiction. Have them do dog training instead of, it's like, hey, well, let's replace this behavior with this. So I don't know, that's a good idea. Someone should start a school, right? Program, one of those community programs or something. What would be a good name for that? From drugs to dogs. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a lot more witty people in out there than me that can come up with a good name for a program like that. DDT, DDT, drugs to dogs. um, anyway, I guess just chit chat. Let's see how much time have I gone? Try to stick around an hour. I guess it's 52 minutes. And then I could go for a full hour, I guess. Something I do want to mention, that when I'm viewing my videos, not so much today, but I look at in the camera and I it's like I have lipstick on and blush. I've never worn any makeup on any of these videos. I haven't worn makeup since like 2018, 2017. When I went to the day shift when I was at Walmart, when I went to the day shift, I was like, oh, I guess I should wear some makeup. I was wearing makeup when I very first started there. I was like, you get in the job, and so you think, oh, I should look my best. But at that store, we closed at midnight, and we were closed from midnight to 6 a.m. So, and I worked a 10 p.m. to 7 shift. So most of my shift, there was no customers. So after a couple months, two or 3 months, I was like, why am I refreshing my makeup for who? Who am I doing this for? A lot of times because I was overnight stalker, we're off in our own little area doing our own thing by ourselves, So I was like, oh, forget that, So I stopped wearing makeup. And then when I switched to day shift and went to work at the jewelry counter, I was like, I guess I should probably look a little bit more presentable. So I started wearing makeup again. But gosh, it was just a pain in the butt. And I always get the lipstick on my teeth. And I just hate people telling me, oh, you got lipstick on your teeth. It's like, yeah, I know. Okay, it's That's a given. And it's like within a minute of putting lipstick on, I get it on my teeth. And it's just like, and that's happened since I was junior high, high school, when I started wearing makeup. So it's just like, hey, whatever. So that was annoying because I didn't want people, my coworkers, telling me, "Oh, you got tooth lipstick on your teeth." Yes. And then yeah, I just got to the point where I was like, this is a hassle. I don't want to keep up with it. And I was only wearing lipstick and blush anyway because I actually stopped wearing foundation when I was in high school because I was like, why am I doing this? This is just added stuff in my skin and my body's absorbing that. So I stopped wearing the foundation. I just would wear lipstick and blush and then the eye makeup. But then after I got married and started having kids, and I was just here at the house, and I would put on the makeup to go to the store, and then I'm like, man, this is taking time. I just want to get to the store. So I'm like, why am I putting this on? Like, who cares? Like, no one's paying attention at the grocery store, whether I have makeup on or not. And then I'm just here at the house. No one cares if I have makeup on here at the house. So I stopped wearing makeup. Plus, it was saving us money because I was like, well, we need to buy diapers and stuff. So why spend the money on makeup when you need to buy diapers? So I was like, yeah. So I stopped wearing makeup a couple of decades ago. And just when I started going out in the work world, I would wear makeup at the job. But I can't wear the eye makeup anymore because I have the allergies in my eyes. I'm supposed to be putting drops in them. Haven't done it for a while. It kind of comes and goes with the seasonal allergies. It's worse when the seasonal allergies come. So I usually use the drops more often then. But I can't wear the eye makeup because it bothers me and my eyes itch, and so I'd just be rubbing it. So I would wear the lipstick and the powder blush. But like I said, after a couple months of whatever in the day shift, I was just like, of course, then I was going through menopause and having the hot flashes. And Walmart was really hot. They have these skylights. In that location, they have all these skylights. So during the day, it was like super hot in there. The sun would beat down. Then I was going through the hot flashes. Like, yeah, I'm not wearing makeup. So I actually haven't worn any makeup at all since that was 2018, 17, somewhere around that time. So I don't wear makeup. It's just not worth my time anymore, time and money. Of course, I think I got it out of my system because I used to wear a lot of makeup in high school. A lot of makeup. So I think I got it out of my system back then. So I don't really care. And I just would prefer not putting that stuff in my skin and making my body absorb all that stuff. I do my chapstick. This has been a forever staple for me. I gotta have my chapstick though. And maybe that's why my lips look nice and pink on these videos, because I'm, I guess, glossing them up with the chapstick. But, so if anybody's wondering, so that is the truth. I wear no makeup. I have not worn any makeup at all on any of these videos on my YouTube channel. So if I look like I'm wearing makeup, it's just that. I look like I am. I'm not. Well, looks like that's an hour and 5 seconds. Just as I said that. So I guess I'll end this. An hour is a good time frame for a video. I think it can be kind of on the long side. Sometimes I look at videos and go, oh, an hour. So, I don't know. But, anyway, I guess that's it for today. As always, if y'all could leave some comments and interact with me, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm up for all of it, questions, comments, and complaints. So you can leave whatever. Again, the only thing I request is you don't verbally attack someone else. You can disagree with them, but don't verbally attack them. That's all I ask that y'all do in the comment section. Not that that's been an issue at all. It's on my side. But I guess that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Hope everybody's having a good day. See you later.